Hey everybody, welcome back to Girl Code Media. I am your host Chanel, and this is the third season. Man, it's been over a year, and I thought I was gonna tap out, but we still here, y'all. So thank y'all for rocking with us. Thank you for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for those listening on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the channels. I really appreciate the support. But we're about to get into it. As you guys know, I just recently moved to Atlanta from Columbus, Ohio. So we're going to be doing our Girl Talk episodes here in Atlanta and just spreading it worldwide, talking to all the girls. And I have two of the most important people in this community in Atlanta with me today. I have known both of these ladies for a very long time, and it means so much to me. So I am so happy to start the season off with this episode. And we're missing Lyrical. I love you too. She wasn't able to be here with us because we shot this episode and we had to reshoot it. So shout out to you because I love you, girl. But it's these two beautiful ladies. I want to start off because I know who you guys are to me, but to the world, who are you? Just do a soft, brief intro.
You going first?
Go ahead, girl.
I'm going first. All right. Hey, y'all. My name is Gina. I go by Gina Curry. I am originally from Virginia, the Hampton Roads area, and I am currently been in Atlanta. It's been 11 years this year.
11 years? Oh my gosh, this is your home.
Insane. It's definitely home. But people know me as the girl that's the Jill of all trades. That's what I always say.
The Jill of all trades.
And I work in entertainment. I have my own entertainment consulting firm called J. Curry Entertainment. And I've done some really, really cool stuff. So
yeah,
that's why.
Tell us what you've done. Go ahead and brag on yourself.
Okay, well,
this is that girl.
I recently filmed for Disney,
Okay.
which was super, super dope. My new project that I have coming up right now. I'm getting ready to, I am the creative director for Usher Raymond's New Look Foundation for their Disruptive Radio event that is coming up in July. I have not choreographed in a long time, but they threw me in there and wanted me to do it. So it's going to be a great thing. It's their 25th anniversary and Usher will be there all 3 days. So I'm really, really excited because he had his residency. So he hasn't really been at some of the events, but he'll be there this year. So I'm really, really excited about it. It's going to be great. It's going to be really great.
And she's done, so her resume is long. And I met Gina because I literally, we met in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I went to this competition. What was it?
It's a convention. We was on a convention tour for dance.
Yeah. Yes. And in Columbus, Ohio, there's no resources whatsoever. And I'm like, okay, let me go somewhere. So I feel like I'm the best in Ohio, but I need to be challenged. And I went and I was challenged. I couldn't see. People was pushing. We talked about this. A dance community could be little rough. They will push you out the way. They will do all that. I'm like, okay, I might not be built for this. But I went to the restroom, met Gina. I'm like, hey, can I intern? What can I do so I can get this knowledge? And she has been my big sister ever since. Aww. And I moved to Atlanta, I think it was 2016 for the summer. And I've known her since. So thank you. This means so much. I'm like,
you're my baby.
And you literally was like, why are you leaving Atlanta? I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was supposed to be for the summer.
No, it wasn't. Now you're back.
And I am back, literally. So she's a huge part of my story.
I love you, girl.
Yes, her resume is long. She helps so many people. She's in so many industries. So, girl, you are definitely a sister's keeper. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome, girl.
And my girl, Kay.
Hey, y'all. As you may know, my name is Kay. Or you can call me Kaylin, either or, but a lot of people know me as Kay. I say I like to call myself a creative or an artist.
Very much so.
I really use different mediums to express myself and show people that you can create in any aspect and in any reality. I think I've probably touched and done everything that you can think of when it comes to creativity and being an artist. And I just really enjoy being around other artists and other people who enjoy creating, just expanding upon that. So,
yes,
I love
and
that.
her resume is long too. We met because we modeled in Ohio. So I met Kaylin in
Wow.
Ohio, and then she moved to Atlanta, and now I'm in Atlanta. So I'm
I'm
like, hey,
obsessed
girl.
with Georgia
I love
Yes, and she's that type of person. You get her in the room, you tell her what you want to do. She has thousands of ways to do it. The
Yes.
strategy, how you want to get there, friend. What's the numbers? Like, her creative mind is like, it's insane.
Oh, I need
It's
you, child.
insane.
Get your
Yes.
numbers.
So she literally gets all the girlies together.
Yeah,
So
love
I
it.
love you. I'm so
Thank
happy
you,
that you're
love
on the
girl.
show.
Yes.
And now, like, without the titles, who are you guys without them? Like, what is the experience that people feel when they're your friends or in any relationship? What do you give without the titles? Like, who's Gina without the titles? Who's Kaylin without the titles? So for me, I'm outgoing. I'm a Cancer. It gives all the Cancer traits. Very
Cheers.
sensitive, very loving.
Love.
Yes.
Like,
Sensitive, yes, definitely.
I am.
Yeah,
but
there's nothing wrong
I'm one
with
of those healed Cancers, though.
Yeah.
I don't take everything
Yeah.
personal, because
Yeah.
if you're not, you will. But yeah, sensitive. Like, I could feel, like, I'm very intuitive. I feel people's energy. Like, if somebody come to me and they'll tell me their story,
Yeah.
even though it's not me, I'm going to probably cry. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to probably, like, try to figure out how I can help that person.
Yeah,
Like,
empath.
I love God's people. I tell people that all the time. However, don't play with me. I do stand on business.
She looked at the camera when she said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I have
That
to,
was
because
to
people,
somebody.
I have to, because people think sometimes, like, I know my friends be like, Chanel, like, I'm not saying I'm desensitized to certain things, but here, when you come to me with a story, I might cry the first time. Please don't come back 1,000
With the same,
times.
yeah.
Like, I'm not that
Very
type of friend. It's like, I'm very
solution-focused.
solution-based.
Yes.
I don't like foolishness. But I love to have fun. I love new experiences. I'm a fun girl.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm that type of person. What about you guys?
For me, I think creativity. I know we said without the
Yeah.
titles, but I really think, I'm like an artist through and through. Like,
You are.
I eat, breathe, sleep, artistic behavior. Just literally, I love to paint. I wouldn't say I love to
Wow.
sing, but anything that I can do to create. Like, I'm literally going to school to become an architect, because
I love
I've
that.
just realized there's just so much you can do and impact to create people. So it's like, I know we say without the labels, but I really do believe that I am a creator, and that's God created us to be creators and
Absolutely.
evolve this earth. And so I think that is who I am. And I even can say I help my friends or like people I come in encounter with
You
to
do.
create and expand upon their dreams. So it's like supportive, I guess you could say.
And you a real Scorpio, too.
No.
You don't say it how it is,
For sure.
That's what we, the people appreciate.
Yeah.
And loyal, all the things.
We need you.
Yes.
We need you.
What about you?
Yes.
Child, I'm a vibe.
Okay.
And I feel like I've changed so much the closer I get to 40, because I'm 37 now. I'm 3 years away from 40. I feel like my whole demeanor of who I am has changed. However, I am like a 5-year-old at heart, okay? Like, I love going to theme parks. I love just having fun. I'm just extremely outgoing, but now the crazy thing is I'm starting to become more a bit introverted, which is ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Which is weird, because I was
Yeah.
not like that in my 20s. But
Yeah.
now, and because I work in entertainment also, like, there's just sometimes I was like, I don't really want to be around nobody. I've been traveling for the last 3 weeks. I don't want to talk to none of y'all. But outside of that, I'm like real fun. Sorry, Mike. Keep hitting it. But real fun, real easygoing. And I love, just like you said, I love God's people. You know what I'm saying? I just love people. And I'm a Pisces, so I'm a water sign. So sometimes
We
it can
all
just
water
be a bunch of,
signs.
like,
Yes,
it can be,
that makes sense.
what is it? A flower, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm a whole vibe, child.
Yes, and yes, they are. Like, whole vibe. And I did not know we were all water signs. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
whole vibe.
That's why this conversations be flowing.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, thank you guys for that. Cause like I want our viewers to know us without the titles. Like they might relate to Kaylin's answers more or your answers or my answers, depending on like our personalities and things like that.
Yeah.
And on this platform, we talk about the girl cultures, like the problem in girl culture and solutions for those who are looking for that solution, looking for community, looking for sisterhood. And with you guys, well, all of us, we transitioned here. So I want to know a little bit more of your journey, but we're going to look at it from the past, present, future perspective. So what was the girl culture at home for where you guys are from first? Like, was it hard to make community? What was your community looking like at home, and why did you move here?
The community back at home, it was a little weird because I was so engulfed in church. So that's like the only community that I honestly really know. Like if you know the Hampton Roads area, it's very church based. Like we went to church events, like that was our fun. You know what I'm saying? But you know, of course, in church culture, you know, sometimes the community can be very catty, especially you got people fighting for positions like, girl, I don't care to be over your ministry, okay. But I would say that it was definitely community there, but sometimes it can be a little crazy because you have people that are just always trying to outdo each other, and it's sad because that's something that happens in church. Like
nobody talks about that.
Nobody, and I will be the first one to talk about it. I don't care if nobody gets offended, but it shouldn't be like that.
No.
In the house of the Lord. Like, we're all here for one common goal. It's number one, to help souls get saved and just to pretty much love on each other so everybody can grow. But the community was definitely different versus Atlanta, for sure.
And why did you move here?
I moved here because God told me to move. Thank God, because I was ready to get out of Virginia. But I honestly moved here because I had ended up getting an internship at Block South Talent Agency, which is a huge, talent agency for dancers and actors and all that type of stuff. So that's why I ended up moving here with my car and my clothes. Okay. I didn't know what I was going to do. But I just knew at that time, I was 28 when I moved. I knew it was time for me to go. It was time for me. It was just time for me to leave. So I came here, like I said, when nothing, got an internship, turned into a job, turned into amazing opportunities because I met so many amazing, great people, but it was not easy. It was not an easy journey at all. I was homeless for some time. Didn't know where I was going to go. I did have my sister Joy with me, you know what I'm saying? But, eventually we're still like really close or whatnot.
Hey, Joy.
Hey, Joy, girl. This all the other night. But, we ended up separating because we grew, she got her own place. I got mine. But it was not an easy journey. It just wasn't, but it was worth it. It was worth every single tear, every single drive, every single penny, every single dime that I did not have.
Let's talk about it.
Girl, every single dime that I did not have, okay? And I like a really good lifestyle. Never experienced being broke like that till I got here at first. But I will say that because I stayed the course, life is just so sweet. I literally posted the other day that life literally has me smitten. It's amazing. It's super, super amazing.
And I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you because it's stories like Gina's and a couple other people that I have been around that kept me in this fight. It's like, okay, let me not take this journey personal. I didn't do anything wrong.
Did not.
It's just the process. It's just the process. And it's so empowering to know what you guys overcame. And I'm so happy you moved out here because I would have met you. So, so we're going to get more into that because what you said was really important because a lot of people don't go to church because of the people. Yeah. And they think it's not always a safe community.
Yes.
So really learning how to find even a good church community because I'm still looking even in Atlanta I have not found a church home yet. So I'm still looking at that, but I know where I'm from too, there was definitely hierarchy. Everybody wanted to be leaders and their positions meant more than the character of God.
Come on.
So we could talk about that. So that was a bar. What you said.
That's a whole
know.
nother show. Whole nother show.
Right. What about you, girl?
So for me,
what was the community back home, and why did you move here?
Community back home was kind of like what she said. Because I was also involved in the church. Then I got sick, and I wouldn't say I felt betrayed by the church, but you know where they say you go to your community, you go to your church, and then it was just like, we wouldn't be able to help you, and that kind of, I wouldn't say it put a weird space in my heart for the church, but it put a weird space in my heart for the church. So I kind of literally just moved. I kind of just spread my wings, literally left my hometown, and I landed in Columbus, Ohio, and I kind of just networked, and my community was whoever I worked with, and I even... True to this day, I literally will tell people, you don't mix business with pleasure. Not even in a way of that, but like, it's really hard to be friends with people that you work with. And so
Why? For you?
For me, it's just because, unfortunately, like she said, there are going to be, unless everyone has like a common understanding of like, we're all trying to make it, there's always going to be authority. Like, oh, I'm trying to be the boss of you, or, oh, I'm trying to be the owner, or this, that, and the third, instead of like community and collaboration. And that's what I was like really hungry for in Columbus, Ohio. So that's kind of like where I just started being what I was looking for. And that's kind of how we met, because I was like, I want to be around creative people. I want to, if I can help them like get their brand up, or, see outside of their, what they have right now, that's still building off of whatever. But then I had to realize, like, people are like, this is my stuff. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. This is yours. And then it's also like, I hate that they felt like I was trying to take over. So it was for me, like when I moved down here, it was to just really, like, I wouldn't say share, but like just really enjoy art. I feel like anywhere you go, you can enjoy art, collaborate, kind of like the Renaissance. And that's really where I was coming from, and why I moved to Atlanta. It was like perfect place, perfect timing. COVID would happen. They was just laying people off. It was like, we got space and opportunity. Let's move to Atlanta, because everyone says Atlanta is the space of opportunity. So I took Atlanta and moving to like create spaces and opportunity to not only flourish within myself, but flourish within the creative community as well.
And I'm going to put a pin on that, because I'm going to say it's my whole thing too. I dealt with that a little bit, but I think just anywhere there's a space of like, nobody knows how to, like, when to be on top and when to be on the bottom. So the collaborate with people could be challenging, because like you said, it's a power struggle half the time. Everybody wants to be entrepreneurs. Everybody wants to be a boss. Nobody wants to be a worker. So it's been
no one wants to do the work.
Nobody wants to do the work, but always want to.
They can take your opinions, they can take your ideas, but it's always half because they're not doing the work. And I think that's where, I wouldn't say I was feeling away. I was like, you know what? And I think that's like where I'm at now. I was like, I'll just do it, and I'll just collaborate with people who are also doing it. Because it is definitely a lack of something if you feel like you're putting more into somebody's piece or idea, and then when it's all said and done, they're like, well, it's mine. And it's like, rightfully so, but I thought we was collaborating. I thought this was like a, community thing. And I think where we are in society, people are looking for community. But at the end of the day, we are in a capitalistic society. So people are going to capitalize on community and not necessarily have meaningful community.
And I did not know community could be capitalized until I came out here, and I literally told Gina about this. But I wanted to find work because I knew it was going to take a while for my business to grow here. And the organization, they wanted me to sign a non-compete that said I could not community build with nobody else or like anything that I had going on.
Absolutely not.
And I did not understand it, but she told me like community building was pretty much a business. I never thought of it like that. Like I didn't, and this is something I do just in general. Like it's just a gift I have. And like that, I'm like, ooh, all right, later, like I gotta figure this out because everything is like dollar signs, and I'm such a purposeful person, and like it's really stretching who I am, but I don't want to conform.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I did not know that, everything could be capitalized. I'm like, dang,
Yeah.
I could have been rich by now if I would have
Yeah.
known all this. But
I
it's
have
different.
no meaning behind it.
Yeah.
I do want to say though that was BS because I'm just like I've worked for a lot of people here. I've never signed because it's known you sign a non-compete when you go to any job, but it's for competing with their business, like within a certain radius. But to tell me I can't even start my own that has nothing to do with yours, that makes absolutely no sense. I work for a lot of people. I've never signed anything like that. So I just want to say I'm glad you did not do that. And baby, she ain't paying you enough to do that. Yeah, y'all want us to not do anything for ourselves, but you don't want to pay. We don't do that.
Yeah. I have to supplement the income that I'm not getting.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
So that's what I'm like, all right, it's a little rougher here from what I've seen. Like, everything is a $sign. How can you help me? How can you make me money?
Right. But don't care about you.
And don't,
Girl.
So it's been interesting. So speaking of that, how was it like making community here for you guys? So you guys came here, you had your dreams. God told you to come. How has it been creating community for yourself?
It wasn't the easiest at first, especially from working in a business like entertainment. Yeah, Atlanta's very different. I have taken like classes in New York and been around. New York is more of a melting pot, and this is going to be crazy when I say this, and a lot of people are not going to like it. But Atlanta, not Georgia, but Atlanta is predominantly Black. And it's super sad to see that when I first moved here, it was hard to pretty much build community because everybody is fighting for the same dream. Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to be on television. Everybody wants to have this certain status where I wish everybody would just calm down because there's always room for you anywhere. If God placed you somewhere, there's going to be room for you in that space. So you don't have to compete with anybody to get anything. You don't have to do that. So I will say, first moving here, you get the looks and you get the stares like, oh, you're the new girl in town. Like, what do you bring to the table? Who have you worked with and who have you done this? So it's not, it was not easy building community here. It took me about, I want to say, a good 2 years to really be around solid people. And even then, those people got recycled. You know what I'm saying? It was a revolving door. That's just being honest. But it took to now, 10, almost 11 years later, to say that I actually have a small group of people that I honestly F with. That's just being, can I be honest? Like, I do. It's not hard finding community because it can be very catty, especially if you want to go in a podcast industry or if you want to be a dancer, if you want to be a singer, if you want to be an actor, because everybody, they have this crab mentality and this small thinking like, I can't be friends with you because you competition. No, we're in this together. We can book together. You know what I'm saying? So I will say being in a area where it's entertainment and it's the arts, it's not easy to build a community. And it's definitely competitive, unfortunately. But now I will say, like I said, I have a solid group of people that I can always call on. That's always there. We're always there for each other. And we work in the same industry. And we're always trying to find ways to help each other and to empower each other and support each other. I'm not out here trying to compete with you. I'm not trying to do
you have a story about that? Like a specific story that comes in your head that you got to like maybe get over about maybe how somebody mistreated you when you first came here? Like,
yeah, when I worked at Dance 401 in Block. Absolutely. Did not get treated well, got fired for absolutely no reason because the one person saw that I had more work ethic than her and that I was getting close to the owner. I don't care. You can put it out. I honestly don't love the person. They know what I'm talking about, but I'm honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not hurt. This is your story. Yeah, I'm definitely not hurt from it anymore, but it was that cattiness of she can't get ahead of me. And girl, I'm not trying to take your position. Like, I don't care. I'm just trying to learn. Let me learn from you. I'm very humble. I know what I'm doing, but I'm very humble to know that I'm new to this space. I don't know anybody. I don't know everything. So let me learn from you. But it was not like that. But when I worked there and I had separated from them, it was because of that. And it was unfortunate, but I found out that it happened to other people. So it wasn't just me. And it's very unfortunate, but I've gotten over it. I'm not hurt. I'm not mad. I will see everybody and still speak to them like, hey, let's go get drinks too. I'm cool. But yes, that is one of the things that's happened to me for sure. Yeah. It was crazy. It was really crazy.
Man, I never got the whole competition thing too much because again, like we all bring different things. And like I'm more of a collaborative person. I don't think nobody could take my spot because I'm me. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You can shine. Absolutely. Again, there's a time to be on top. There's a time to be on the bottom. I feel like there's so many systems in place to think like, okay, this girl, she's coming in. She's getting close to the, the boss. And like she has these gifts. She's, coming from Virginia. She's talented. That she's going to take my spot now. And I don't know what that system, I'm still trying to pinpoint that because it's media. It's so many other things that have been embedded in us to think there's no room for all of us to win. And it's so unfortunate. And like, you're not the first person that said something like that. Like I've experienced stuff like that, but it's beautiful that you did find your community here. So how did you get from that to like finding good people who want to see you win, who's not intimidated by your talent and everything that you bring to the table? How did you get there?
Discernment. And it's a real thing. And we don't want to talk about the spiritual aspect of stuff. I feel like people kind of brush that over. I'm a real gangster, but Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit matters, okay? It's like he will literally start filtering out, when people, ask that question, God, if they're not for me, take them out of my life. I tell you, he'll do it.
He will.
He will absolutely drop everybody from a relationship with a man. Like, they'll always drop out. But I literally had to ask God to like give me discernment on who's for me and who's not. And I literally start seeing the ones that weren't drop off like flies. I literally started seeing that. And it made the process for me easier. To not have to be guarded so much because I feel like I had to put up a guard. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to get hurt. Like, who are you? But through that, like, God really showed me and through this journey, like, okay, this person cool. Nah, keep that person at arm's length. He literally still loved them. You know what I'm saying? But he was literally the one to help me navigate on who's for me and who's not. And I'm so happy about the people that I have around me. They're just so genuine. They're so loving. I just help my friend Deanna Dixon, rideshare queen. She's like huge on Instagram right now. She just filmed for the Jennifer Hudson show, but I just put together her whole entire 40th birthday party. But it was huge because it was a it was a party for her to air that she was on the Jennifer Hudson show with Tabitha Brown. And she called me. She was like, I heard that she was like, I know that you're really, really good with, putting things together and pretty much facilitating. And she was like, I really want you to come and help me do this. But it wasn't a thing where, well, no, I know you better in this area, so I don't want you to help me. I don't want you to shine. No, because of that, I got more gigs from that because it was celebrities there. It was huge. It was a huge thing that I could put on my her. That's right. Yeah, she's amazing, Deanna. I love you. Yeah. She is absolutely amazing. Go follow her. She's like huge now. She just blew up overnight from just using Uber as her stage. It was the craziest thing ever. But she put me in the game and she took me under her wing and helped me with so much stuff.
And it's life-changing.
Yes.
And it's like those experiences that make me want to like really talk about the bad things that I see so we can get to that. Because that's what I see as far as the future perspective of girl culture.
Yeah.
We could do so much together. We could promote each other. We could be on top. We have to value ourselves so we could value each other. Yeah. So the world could value us.
Yes.
Like literally, we don't need to keep fighting for spots. Like we are the spot. But if I keep trying to compete with you, we're not getting nowhere. We're not pushing the needle. So shout out to her. Like follow her. Like she might have to come on the show. Come on the show, girl.
Please, she'll come. She will. She's everything.
Yes, and that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing your story. Yeah. Caitlin, what about you? What was your journey like building community here?
I would say I was given the task to serve people. And in that, I didn't realize that in that journey that my life would feel like it was literally being torn apart. I lost 2 family members, and you would think you being there for people, you know, community would happen. I was starting to realize, I was like, oh, you know, I don't hear from nobody. And so it definitely made me bitter, or I wouldn't even say bitter. I would say very angry. I'm like, you know, I'm always there for people. I'm always showing up, supporting people. And I got, you know, if you need anything, I'm praying for you, let me know. And then don't hear nothing from you. You know, and so for me, I was just like, God, what are you trying to tell me? What are you wanting me to like learn from this? And I was just realizing I was pouring into people that couldn't pour into me. They couldn't do anything. They would not be able to serve me. And so at a point where I was like, you know, I'm not trying to look as a give and take, but we have to understand life is all about balance. Yeah. And it's like, I can pour into you as a friend. That's just what a relationship is. But eventually, you know, if nothing's coming my way, is going to feel very one-sided and very beneficial.
And depleted.
It's reciprocity.
And depleted.
Yeah, reciprocity is so important. Yeah.
And so that was just really what was like screaming into me. And so I kind of just basically, I was like, you know, I'm going to do something real crazy. I'm just going to just put myself out there. And I got into the dancing industry, and I was just like, oh, y'all are more cutthroat.
I'm so sorry, okay? So sorry.
No! And it was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was fun. But it made me realize, like, let me get the hell out the way, because they are serious. You know what I'm saying? And, like...
And do you have a story that you...
Yeah, I mean, like, we have a few photographers. We had a few choreographers. Like, you know, if people in your way, you need to move them out your way. Like, this could be your moment. You don't know who's watching. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. You never know who was watching you, especially if you was at Excel Studios. Like... Yeah. You don't know who is watching you. So it's like, I'm just here for fun. I'm just on here because I seen this on TikTok, and they for real. And I'm like, you know, it's a cute 16. It was more than 16. We doing like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Yeah. It was very, like she said, you go to different places and it's like, okay, it's what you're expecting. Melting pot, you know, people just having fun. Atlanta's real deal. Every event is a tryout, to be honest. Yeah. And, you know, I'm not mad about that, because, you know, God tells you to put your best foot forward. Absolutely. And I understand that, but we also have to have a time to relax. Yeah. He also said there's a time for everything.
Like, calm down. They're probably not going to book you. Can we just be honest? You're probably not going to get booked. Calm down.
Nobody's here today.
And we're not looking at you.
Oh my God.
It was just, it's fun, you know, like, because everyone, I say it's fun because, like, everyone who's been in the dance industry, we all, for some reason, have the same story. Yeah. And I wasn't, like, even in there, but just knowing people who was in there, hearing stories, you know, witnessing, you're like, oh, okay. And that's for me, I was just like, let me just get out the way.
Girl.
Like,
I'm not going to lie. Fun. When I came to Atlanta, I didn't finish the story. When I came to Atlanta, that's when I was like, I'm not dancing no more.
It is sad.
Had the internship. Gina gave me a couple classes at, I forgot what it was called. I think it might have been Dance for One.
Yeah, probably was.
I'm like, I don't got this to do. Because it was so serious. It wasn't like I was going to find community for real. Like, genuine
focus
community.
about that. They trying to get their
I'm like,
count.
You know what?
They trying to get booked. Baby.
It took the fun out of it for me.
It was
I didn't dance
again.
Like, tryouts aren't even, like, you wouldn't even know if Beyonce is looking, or if Glorilla, or just Ice Spice, any of these artists are looking, because
that's an opportunity.
But no one tells anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody tells anybody anything. Like, you have to know somebody to know somebody.
Yeah.
To know somebody to get into it. And sometimes even at the door they ask you, who told you? Or like, why are you here? So it's very weird. But I mean, you know, I definitely support the people who can do it. Like, you know, I always tell my friends, like, if you found the invite and you ain't supposed to be there, go there. Because
Still
there's
go.
so
Absolutely.
many people that are like, I wasn't even supposed to be in this tryout. You know, I wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be here. And so I just really do enjoy those spaces. But that's where it's like, you know, as much as we try to be a welcoming and opening community, I think, you know, society needs to realize how closed off we are when it comes to self-benefit. Like, you are more than, which I guess you could say is human nature, but people are very more prone to like try to stop someone's opportunity if they felt like they would have a better opportunity with that. Mm-hmm. And I just hate that. Mm-hmm. I really do. I really do appreciate being a vessel and like God using me, because I feel like, you know, if you winning and if I'm supporting you and you supporting me, and if God is blessing you, that beast is only a matter of time till I get blessed.
God is in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But baby, they feel like God needs to bless me and me only. That's it.
Yeah,
y'all need to move. Like,
or if you get blessed, it means I'm not doing something right.
Yeah.
I don't know what that mentality is. I grew up in a church. It's like when somebody gets blessed or a miracle happens, you clap and rejoice like it's your own. I've been programmed like that since I was a kid. Yeah. So anything outside of that, I don't get.
And the worst that he's no respecter person. Like,
he's no respecter person.
Like, whatever somebody else get, you can get too. But sometimes it's timing also. Mm-hmm. It's probably that person's timing. Yeah. And if it's not your timing yet, it's okay.
And stop wanting what everybody else wants.
I'm trying to tell you.
Stop wanting what everybody else have, what everybody else want. What do you want? Like, I literally have to always define success for myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to have the biggest house. I want it. But I just want to be around people who love me. Thank you, God, that I'm alive. Thank you. Like, if I could sit here and walk in purpose every day, that's success. Yeah. Not the G-Wagons. If that comes, that's a part of the journey. But, like, I don't have to have it just because somebody on Instagram got it. I don't have to covet after what somebody else had.
Right.
Not everybody's meant to have the same thing. So love your life and love where you are today.
Yeah.
And enjoy the journey. Like, stop looking at somebody else's journey in their race and walk and run your own.
Yeah. And that's where I'm at with it right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it was like, you know, I was looking for community and by giving to others, and God literally was just like, relax. Be with yourself right now, because you pouring into so many hands and so many people. What are you doing for yourself? And literally, once I started refocusing on myself, it was just like the lights were on and like blessings was just coming down. Like, just life felt amazing. Things were like, literally a year ago, if you'd have told me I would be where I am today, I'd probably think you was crazy.
Yeah,
because I felt like last year was probably the worst of my life. Like, I just never felt pain like that. And just to be literally on the opposite end, probably the happiest I've ever been, is very like, I see what God is doing and just wanting to share that with the world. But, you know, as she said, discernment, you know, everybody does not have a time or doesn't have room for your happiness, unfortunately. You know, some people do need to be sad, and you come like, hey, cheer up, you know, isn't not necessarily what is needed. Sometimes just having that discernment, like, okay, maybe I can't serve them the way I want them to be served from me. But, you know, I can still be there for them, or just, you know, give them my well wishes. And I think that's where I'm at really with life, is just meeting people where they're at and having that
meeting people where they at.
Whoa.
That literally, my mom used to tell me that all the time, because like, that was hard for me.
Don't overdo it.
That
me
was
too.
hard.
So what you mean? That's like, dumb. Like, don't, child, but we ain't.
Because sometimes you want more for a person than they want for themselves.
Yes.
And you're going to keep giving and pushing. That's why I'm like, I became so desensitized of foolishness. I don't even worship potential the way I used to. Because at the end of the day, they have to want that for themselves. My friends have to do better. They have to not want to tell me the same stories over and over again. Yeah. And, you know, they need to be the ones that want the solution, not me.
It's for us to create the boundaries.
Yeah. It's boundaries. And that's, I will say, I struggle with boundaries.
Me too, right?
Girl, I don't. Say no.
I've been better. I've been better at it.
I get that, because I feel like
get,
especially women, because we're like emotional creatures.
We're emotional nurturers.
But God knows,
you gotta have
boundaries is my middle name, baby. Because I will say no. I don't want to be around you. I love you though, but it's okay. That's healthy, and I feel like that's not setting healthy boundaries, that's not taught. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, you just got to be open. No, I don't.
Yeah. And it's not taught to the way that we could actually give it out.
Right.
However, it's also not taught so people don't even know how to receive it.
Absolutely.
They take it personal when you say, no, you're not friends because I can't go to your birthday party. Or I can't.
Yes.
It became like people don't even know how to receive boundaries. So we're in this weird time. We're trying to exercise it, but people, a lot of, especially women, it's not received well. And it's hard to gain community when you you do know those things. You want to, gain community in a healthy way, but people don't know those healthy boundaries, or they don't know how to receive it. So it's hard to set them.
Respect the boundaries.
Or respect them. We're in a weird time right now. Like, because all this is new.
Sensitive.
It's very
calm down. It's everybody. I feel like this generation, just in general, it's like everybody is so sensitive. Like, I have been taught to not take things personal. It is not that serious. If that person, like you said, if I can't make your party, I'm sorry, I just got off a plane. I've been traveling for 3 weeks. I don't feel like being around a whole bunch of people. Girl, I will take you out by yourself. There's nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like this generation is just overly sensitive for no reason.
It's been tough, and we're working through it. That's how we're. This podcast is to create the awareness that we need to do better. Like, as women, as community, whether you're a man, whatever, we need to do better in order to really get high value community. It starts within, like you said, you had to sit by yourself and figure out, okay, what am I doing? Like, let me pour into me. Because I'm giving, so I'm only going to attract people who just want to take.
Yeah.
You know, like what we all, like, so we're learning together. So this is not to condemn anybody or anything like this. It's just to bring the awareness that you're not in this alone. Like, we all struggle, but there are different ways to get better based on their stories. They did the work. They asked God for discernment. With me, I did both of those things. Like, God gave me discernment because, like, I always see the good in people. And now it's hard for me to see them any other way than how I want to view them. But at the end of the day, you have to set people for who they are. So that has been a game changer. So just to leave people off with learning how to gain community when they're in a transition like this, what would be your biggest advice to them? So people who just moved to a different city, they don't know anybody. What would be their biggest advice? Because nobody should be lonely. A community is important. Like, I thank God I had community here already. So that helps. But what would be your biggest advice to those people who just moved?
I say don't be afraid to do it alone. Like, don't be afraid to go to the bar by yourself. Don't be afraid to go to that event by yourself. Don't be afraid to introduce yourself. Like, one thing I can give to my man, shout out to Caleb, is and I realized, like, I used to do the same thing. Like, I would literally, and I think that's how we met. Like, I would just act like I was friends with people. And Caleb does that all the time. I was like, you know what? I need to get back into, like, really doing that, because you never know, like, who you're going to.
What does that look like?
What?
You said you just act like you're friends with people. What does that look like? So
you just act like you, like, literally, they will be in a conversation, and I will just join in the conversation. Like, I saw that too. And then next thing you know, you're having it's very hard. It's very hard. It's very awkward, sometimes, depending on the conversation, like who you're looking at. But normally, I will say it's received very well, because a lot of people are not comfortable doing it. And 9 times out of 10, if you're thinking about it, these people at the bar, they're just here relaxing, getting a drink, just fellowshipping. What's wrong with you enjoying the fellowship? What's wrong with you introducing yourself at a networking event and you're the only person that show up? That's literally how I became that's how I was able to do everything that I did when I was in Columbus and here, is because I didn't have a problem being the person nobody knew in the room. Because at the end of the day, I was like, y'all gonna remember who I am,
I know that's right.
And even if you didn't, you're gonna be like, oh, I felt like I've seen her before. So just being okay with being the new person, and honestly being okay of being the student, putting yourself out there, messing up, learning from other people's, asking those stupid questions. Like, I ask questions all the time. Like, I don't have a problem asking any type of question to anybody. I'll literally ask millionaires. So, like, how did it feel losing your first million?
People love talking.
Exactly.
They
People
do.
love talking if you let them.
That's
if you let them. So that's what it's like. Go out there and listen.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to talk about yourself. No. And I feel like a lot of people feel like they have to.
Yeah.
No. Go look for what you trying to discover, what you're trying to do. How do I get into the creative community? Go find the influencer artist that's in Atlanta. Go to one of his events. Ask him about himself. He gonna spill the beans.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Or she gonna spill the beans. It's definitely doable. But you have to take the first step and being okay with going by yourself. If you know, like your friends don't want to tag along, or your comfort space. And that's what I say I was trying to be taught, and I, like she said, it took a few years, but I'm like, I don't have a problem being the only person that I know here, because you're able to learn.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What about you, Gina?
You're crazy. It's okay. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I remember that's something that Cam Newton, shout out to Cam, it's my guy, that he said, it's okay to be in unfamiliar territory and unfamiliar spaces in order to pretty much build that community. You can't be scared to put yourself out there. Because I hear some people say this all the time, and I don't get it. I don't like people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you don't like people, then you're not gonna like opportunity, and you're not gonna really get that much ahead in life if you don't like people. You can't do that. So I just say, it's okay to put yourself out there. And like she said, it's okay to go out on your own. Like, I am independent Betty. Okay. I will go have a drink on my own. I will go to a restaurant on my own. I will go to the movies on my own. I will do whatever I have to on my own. But that's a part of also knowing who you are and taking that time. Sometimes people need to be in seasons like that when you're doing stuff by yourself, because it genuinely teaches you like who you are. It absolutely helps with social skills. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're there by yourself and you feel a little out of place, you won't be kind of pushed to want to go talk because you don't want to be by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So just in order to create like a good community, and especially if you're doing this by yourself, moving to an unfamiliar territory, it's going to feel a little weird with you. Talking to people that you don't know. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
But you're building that muscle. I was definitely going to say that, like, I meet the most people when I'm by myself.
Yeah.
I love pulling up with Chanel.
Okay.
Like, leave it
I'm
with
the
Chanel.
time.
Because I love you, honey.
Like, I love... Because everybody else going to love me, too.
Okay. That part.
Yes. And then when you go to... and even if they don't... I love me. So that's
absolutely.
But, a little disclaimer. But I will say, like, when you are going to events with your friends and stuff like that, you normally are just with them at events. Like, you're not really networking the way you should.
Absolutely.
So I love pulling up by myself. Since I've been in Atlanta, I will say I have been invited to private rooms, private things going on. And again, I've only been here for 6 months. But one of the game changers is, like, I would reach out to somebody. If I see something going on, I would reach out to the organizer or the person. They have all the following. I'm like, they're not going to see this. They do.
Yeah.
And since they gave me a yes to be in this room, I'm literally like, hey, I want to sit at the table. I'm new. I love women. I would love to be in this room. Can I come? Literally, I have been getting yeses.
Yes.
And then being in that room, introducing me to the right people to lead me to the next room. Like, it's been just, but you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Like, if God sent you to wherever you're going to be at, know that the yes is already there. You just have to walk through it. You have to open the door. So it does take participation on yourself, whether it's like your trauma being hurt or rejected. Like, I hate rejection. Yeah. I do not like no. So asking is very hard for me.
Yeah.
But
receiving can be hard.
Yeah.
It's protection. So I've also got some no's. But the yeses, baby, them yeses only led to more yeses. Okay, so, like, I will say that, like, if you want to be in a certain room, don't have the mentality like, oh, everybody there is probably gatekeepers who I probably don't belong there. Nobody knows me. No. If you want to be in that room, go after it.
Yeah.
Period. So that's my biggest advice. Like, put yourself out there and ask.
Yeah.
Be humble and ask. Like, some people don't. Again, I don't like asking. So that has been like a huge thing. But if God put something on my heart, I'm not going to lie. Everybody that I've ever reached out to it was already on my heart and they said yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Literally. Like, no, like everybody said yes. So that's my piece of advice.
Just doing the work.
Yes.
Self-sabotage is real.
Self-sabotage is so real. But your past experiences could, fuel that.
Yeah.
So, like, we're giving you guys hope to go out there, gain community, gain a sisterhood that has your back.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so thankful I had them already because it was rough moving to Atlanta for me personally. I know we didn't have time to talk about everybody's experiences, but mine's, it was definitely rough, and I had to lean on my sisters. Like, look, this is what's going on. Do y'all know any jobs available? Y'all know any places? I got a place to stay because of Gina. Like, I did not know where I was going to stay. Like, all these things. So, sisterhood is so important. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're going to leave you guys off with our favorite girl code. If you don't have the book already, go get the book. It's nothing but girl codes to live by for yourself. It's a value system. And for today, mine's my girl code is girl code 29. Is this in yourself? Yep. In yourself chapter. Have a good support system, but be a good support system. And I wanted to say that because as we're talking about community, we're still looking at it as from like, I need community, but you have to be that too. So when your friends are going through something, show up for them. You follow up with them. You see how you could be of value to others, not like so much what they could do for you. Mm-hmm. And when you look at it from that space, it's easier to create community. So make sure you're a good friend. Make sure you're a good sister before you start seeking community for yourself. So that's my girl code of the day.
Well, I can piggyback right off of yours, friendships chapter.
Okay.
Mine is number 53. Make sure all your friendships are give and take. Do not allow anybody to use you or drain you of your energy. Period. And basically what she said, so I don't have to say anything else.
Literally. And that's what you said this whole time. That was a beautiful one.
It was.
Full circle. Bring it to the point.
Period.
Well, mine is from the business chapter because we standing on business. Okay. We are staying on business. But mine is number 56. And I was actually talking about this on my Insta story the other day. Be humble enough to work for free until your work and intellect proves otherwise. I'm going to read that again. Be humble enough to work for free until your work and intellect proves otherwise. It's okay to work for free. Mm-hmm. Those are humble beginnings. Even with me having the company that I have and the people that I work for, I will still do certain things for pro bono. That's what it is, for free. That's what it's called, the terminology. Pro bono, because your network is your net worth. Mm-hmm. And being in rooms will expand your pockets. And people do not understand that. Mm-hmm. So be humble enough, because I hear people talk about all the time, that gig is free. Okay, well, your resume doesn't say that you can get paid $5,000 for a gig. So it's okay to be humble enough to submit under someone that has better experience. Get the free, it's a free gig or whatnot. You're not getting paid, but who are you meeting when you're inside of those rooms that can blow them pockets up? Yeah, that's just being real. So,
and there's so much power in serving.
Yes,
like it took me forever to find a job. The reason why I even had the job, even though I'm not there no more, even the reason why I had a job is because I volunteered.
Yeah,
like literally half my opportunities came from volunteering.
Yes,
giving my and not even wanting anything in return. Like literally, just I'm here to serve.
Yes,
like literally, that is a game changer.
It's a seed.
Like nobody's more powerful than Jesus. Even Jesus said, I have not came here on this earth to be served, but to serve. Yes. Nobody's too good to do something for free or discount it for somebody else. So serve.
Yeah.
We need to get back to the heart of servanthood. That was a bar. Thank you guys for coming. Season 3. Shout out to Rod. I will put his information in the description.
Thank you, Rod.
This is the Peer Space. A room in Atlanta if you're looking to shoot your own podcast or whatever.
It's really, really
dope space too. Is beautiful. Yeah. So I will put his information down. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for coming.
Of course.
And I will see you guys on the next episode.
Toodles.